Okay, so we're going to go through this practice one of the diversity index, and then you guys can do the other two tables on your own. We're going to use this particular equation right here. So this looks just a little bit different than the one we used in the lab. It was a little bit simpler, but this is the one we're going to use for the calculations. So for the first column, it says n minus 1. So the n number, the number of species is already given. So for this one, this would be, I gotta grab a pen. This would be 11 minus 1, so that would be 10. And so then you would just go down and fill those out. So 1 minus 1 is 0, 6, 42, 2, 8, 18, 5, 5, 20. Okay, so you get all those numbers. And then here we're going to add these numbers, so 11 plus 1 plus 6, and get the total number of species. And gives us 620, I believe, if I've added it correctly. All right, so we've got this column and we've got this column here. And the next thing we're going to do is n times n minus 1. So n times n minus 1, this would be n, and this is n minus 1, would be 11 times n minus 1 is 10. So you're just multiplying across here. So then you just go down and fill in this column. Okay, so I've multiplied n times n minus 1 and filled in my column here. And so now I'm going to actually do this column here. So if I sum this one up right here, I get 273, 328. As long as I haven't hit any bad numbers on the calculator, that's what I should get. So that's what I've got for my numbers. So now I need to fill my numbers in to this equation. So I'm going to say 1 minus, and then I'm going to set this up as this number right here, the n times n minus 1. So that's going to be 273, 328 over, and then at the bottom, it's going to be big N times n minus 1. So that's going to give me 620 times 619. Okay, so that's big N minus 1. And then I'm going to simplify that and subtract from 1. So that gives me 1 minus 273, 328 over, and if I multiply that, I get 383, 780. Okay, so divide that, and that becomes 1 minus 0.7121196, which becomes D is about equal to 0.287. So that's going to be 29 or 29%. Okay. So what is the diversity index? Well, the diversity index is about 2.9 if I round. Then I'm going to answer the next question that says the range for the diversity index is 0 to 1, meaning 1 has the highest diversity possible. What is it about this community that causes it to have relatively low diversity? Because obviously 0.29 is not close to 1, so that's low diversity. And so if we look about it, we think about diversity being in terms of not only richness, but also evenness. So even though this particular community has multiple species in it, it doesn't have evenness. And if you can see, the wild ginger has 521, so it pretty much is the dominant species in this one. So when you answer, you would answer something about lack of evenness, and that's going to be what causes the diversity to be so low. So go ahead and take this example and do the other, I think there's 2 or 3 more practice problems, and then turn it in. Let me know if you have any questions.